Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United versus Barcelona match preview in a Europa League cup tie. Not something you often hear linked. Well, I can't really say from Manchester United's perspective because we kind of live in the Europa League, especially in recent history. But not something you often hear about Barcelona. So generally when you hear their fixture like this, Manchester United versus Barcelona, you're like, oh yes, this must be a great Champions League cup tie. But instead, it is indeed in the Europa League Cup for the Europa League, and this can be a very tough game. Obviously, I think Barcelona, they shouldn't be in the Europa League. Never by their standards. Neither should we. But we have our own issues, and they definitely won't be there next season because I will read you the form and everything about how they are performing in La Liga. They have been fantastic. I can't lie. Judging from the league stats and everything I've heard from friends who support Barca, who watch Barca, they have been quite unreal, especially at their home ground, the Camp Nou. So this isn't going to be an easy game for Manchester United. Of course, I want to win it. I want to win the Europa League. I want to win the FA Cup. I want to win the Carabao Cup. United need trophies. And if we can beat a team like Barcelona, especially in a competition like this, I think it's a big step forward. I think it is a big step forward. But then when I think about the team Erik Ten Hag might have to field against Barcelona, it doesn't sound like a team that I expect to win. And before we get into that, I know I don't have a team graphic here, but I do have a prediction in my head. Before we get into that, I'm just going to discuss how I think this game is going to be approached. I put my hands up. I don't watch Barcelona. I don't claim to watch Barcelona. But judging from the general consensus, is that it's typical Barcelona Xavi football. They want to keep the ball, move it around quickly, tiki taka, and score lots of goals. While doing that. Um, Not so much of a pressure team from what I hear, especially from my boy Maloto and everything like that. But from a United perspective, I think the approach shouldn't change. I don't think Ten Hag would really approach this differently. Maybe I'm wrong. But from Ten Hag, he'd want every game. Of course, he'd want every game to have high possession as well. Press them from the front if he can. Disrupt their play, keep the ball when in possession. Let's try to create a lot of chances and just overall dominant performance. But then again, I think about the team you might have to field, and it ain't looking good. There's no Martinez as well. There's no Martinez for this game, so that's already instantly a blow for our defensive lineup. So I think it's gonna be a very tough game. Like I said, I think Ten Hag would want to approach it the normal Ten Hag way, but can he do that? Probably on paper, no. So you might play it a little bit safe, defend it a little bit, especially because we are away from home, and hit them on the counter and look to score goals like that. And when you have Rashford and quick players like Sancho, Rashford, Garnacho, not so much Vegas, you can, score goals on the break. So let's just see how that goes in that regard. From a United perspective, I am quite worried. I don't really have high expectations for this game. If we can dominate them and beat them, fair play, like I said, massive step forward. But if we sit back, counter attack, and win, I'll still take it, because the sense of the game is, it's not where I need to play Leeds or dominate possession. Any win is a win. I'll take it in a cup competition, but especially away from home. But it would be nice to see United play Ten Hag's way, keep the ball, hold high possession, create a lot of chances, and score a couple of goals. But I'm gonna get straight into the team selection with that, with the predicted team selection. When I think about this team, logically, you can't beat Barca with a team like this. You can't play the way you want to play with a team like this. In goal, obviously, David De Gea, no problems with that. He might have a busy day. He might have a busy day if you're not careful. So let's see with regards to that. Right back, I think Delo should play. I think he's just a better right back, anyways. And I don't know what the story with Aaron Bissaka is. I don't know if he's available, if he's back, or what the situation is. But I think Delo should play. Centre backs, Varane has to play this game, of course. He's got lots of experience playing Barcelona, so I think bringing Varane in, elite, freaking Rolls Royce defender. We need him in the team, especially with no Martinez. Harry Maguire shouldn't play. Lindelof shouldn't play. So naturally, that's the only thing we are available with. Luke Shaw at left-sided centre back. He could do it. Ten Hag has done it in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised he does that again. Which means Malacia plays at left back, and like I said, from the last performance, I wasn't too mad with Malacia. I think he did okay, and in a game like this, I would still take Malacia and Shaw at left back over Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof, hands down. I'd rather play with no defender if that was the case. So I think Ten Hag will be forced to pick that back line. There's not much else he can really do. Midfield again, not else he can do. Casemiro has to walk straight back into this team, instantly better. He's played against Barca, same like Varane, so he'll know what to do. He will need his experience, and we just need his quality in general in a game like this. So Casemiro walks straight into the team. Bruno Fernandes obviously leads the midfield, and I think can Sabitzer play? No, he can't. I don't think he can. I think he might be suspended for this game, so naturally it'll be Fred. Again, Ten Hag can't really do anything. There's no Ericsson. Sabitzer, if he's suspended, he's suspended. Tomine, I don't know what the situation was that. Then you don't want McTominay to play against Barcelona. Please God, no. Let that not be the case. So midfield picks itself. Front three is interesting. I would never pick Weghorst in a game like this. Never. Never in a million years pick Weghorst. He disrupts the play too much. He's too slow for the way we want to play. If anything, he was better at 10 than he was up front. He's absolutely shambolic up front. But on the left, Marcus Rashford. On the right, I pick Jadon Sancho. And up front, I think you all pick Weghorst. But I would like to see Rashford up front, Sancho on the right, Garnacho on the left. I think that's what I would pick, to be honest with you. I don't know what the situation is with Anthony. But in a fantasy world, again, if Anthony was available, I pick Anthony, Sancho, Rashford down the middle. I really don't rate Weghorst that much. I think he really hampers the team in the way we want to play under Ten Hag, and I think he's just a waste of space, to be honest with you. I think he is a waste of space, but that's just my opinion. Other than that, you look at that team now, what I said, and you sit and you think, we don't really. Luke Shaw is good at left sided centre back. Don't get me wrong, but that's not his natural position. Malacia is no Luke Shaw, maybe at left back. In a game like this, what can we really expect of him? Delo is just coming back into the team, so it's a little bit shaky. Varane, yes, we can rely on. Casemiro, we can rely on. Fred, we can't rely on. Bruno, we can't rely on. Rashford, we can rely on at the moment. But overall, if Rashford goes in this game, would we really be surprised? Probably not. Sancho, we can't rely on. Weghorst, we can't rely on. There's too many players in that team that you just cannot rely on. And that leads me to my score prediction, And before I get into that score prediction, I must tell you Barcelona's form, because I did promise you I apologize. I was supposed to tell you that earlier in the show. But Barcelona have lost one league game only. I can't believe I'm looking at this. One league game only loss, 2 draws. They are clear. What is that? What is that gap there? 11 points. 11 points clear, I believe, at the top. And they form in the last 5 games. Only green, won 5 games. Let me see. Let's see if I can see their matches. What are the scores like? Scores. They beat Villarreal 1-0. Beat Sevilla 3-0. Beat Real Betis 2-1. Beat the other team, I don't know how to pronounce that, 1-0. Beat Sociedad 1-0. It seemed like a 1-0 merchant team, but that's already still good. 1-0 merchant team ain't bad, because that means clearly they're doing something right at the back. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't think we're going to win this game. Don't get me wrong. The standards of Manchester United should be go out there and win this game. But realistically, I can't. I have to play devil's advocate. I'm going to say Barca 2-0. 2-3-0 maybe. I'm going to give it to Barca. I can't lie to you. I ain't going to sugarcoat it. I think in games like this is where you might see the level difference between where United are at the moment and where other teams are. At the end of the day, Barca is still Barca, Madrid is still Madrid. The big teams are still the big team. United, we're not there yet. We're on the journey. We're on the journey, and hopefully with new owners, it'll fast track that journey. But we're nowhere there yet. As much as I love to do it, but by all means, Ten Hag, prove me wrong. Scrape a win, smash and grab a win. I'll be over the moon. Don't care how it's done. And let's just move on to the next leg at Old Trafford, where we can hopefully close it out. And it might be a different story at Old Trafford. But yeah, that's my score prediction. Let me know what your guys' score predictions are. Let me know what you think of the team selection, who you think might play, because I am concerned in that regard. I think honestly, the team picks itself. There's not much that we can do about it. But yeah. Anyways, as always, do smash a like in the video if you haven't already. Do subscribe if you are new. Touch with United get a win, but like I said, I don't have high hopes. And I shall see you all very soon. Goodbye.